Okay, so I have a question and I need a female perspective and I need a male perspective. So if I'm a woman and I'm like out and about and I see a guy that's cute and maybe you're like catching like eye contact with him, is a cute way or a cool way to like approach him, like hand your number like on a napkin and be like, this is from the messenger, or I'm just the messenger, and then on it be like, the messenger thinks you're cute. Like, I feel like that would be such a cute thing. Like, if you saw somebody out and you thought that they were cute, like, what do we think of that? Like, or like, what is a good way for a woman to like open the door to be like, I think you're cute? Because that's like, I do understand it's like hard, like, and I think like the internet has pinned male and females against each other so much. Like, males are like almost scared to approach women now. But like, what is a good way for a woman to like open up the door and be like, hey, like, I'm interested in you, like, here's my number, like, let's talk? Like, what is a good way to do it without like not doing too much? Like, what do we think? I need a female's perspective and a male's perspective.
Good guys aren't going to want to hit on you in public, right? I know for me, like, I'll see girls at the gym and I'll be like, yeah, like, I'd love to talk to them or whatever, but I don't want to weird them out, so I don't go for it. I think, like, where we are in society, right, guys, it's a lot easier. Obviously, we're just at a standpoint where we're bigger, we're stronger, we're scarier, period, right? So it's easy to scare women, but because of that, the good guys that have empathy aren't going to want to go up to you because they're going to scare you, at least in our minds, right? It's interesting because girls I see on comments will always be like, where have all the good men gone? And it's like, truth is, they're still there. They're just not like wanting to talk to you out of fear of scaring you. I was having this conversation recently with, I think, my parents, and we were talking about how, like, in the old days, right, or like with grandparents, you'd hear, like, grandma would just be like, yeah, you know, I actually told grandpa that I didn't want to date him 7 times, and then he still kept going. And to us, it's like, oh, but, you know, they say that and then they've been together for 50 years. So it's this weird thing. I don't know what the change is. People say Me Too all the time, and I think that's part of it, where it's now we're in a culture where it's, you know, highly emphasized to not bother women in that way, which is good, but it also leads to these things, but the dating pool is so much different now.
A lot of women, they do this thing where quickly glance at a guy for like 1 second, they're like, okay, he knows. I'm like, he doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know.
Glance. He could think you're looking for the bathroom. He has no idea.
If you just do one of these at me and then look away, I'm gonna have no idea what you like. I'm like, oh, she was looking for a friend.
I've done the little like mouth high.
Show me that. Oh, wait, huh?
It's like from across the room, and it's like once you've already looked at each other.
I would take him on a date after seeing that. I would be like, hi, how's it going?
Women have autonomy. Women are able to take care of themselves. They don't need a man. So that when you realize that you don't need a man to help you survive in this life, you realize how much they were actually a nuisance instead of just being helpful.
She says you don't need a man in your home, essentially. Really, honey? Okay, that's interesting. Do you do the construction around your house? When something breaks, who do you call? Oh, well, it's easy. I don't need a man. Oh, but you call a man. You can't call your husband because you don't have one, because you decided you don't need a man. So you call somebody else's husband, which is the plumber, the repairman, the construction worker, the whoever it may be, to come to your home. Do you notice that a man still shows up, love?
Okay, male loneliness epidemic this, male loneliness epidemic that. Do you know how many times that I have been liked on Hinge by a guy who I know in person, but has genuinely never spoken to me directly, has never looked me in the eye or even tried to have a conversation with me, let alone ask me on an actual date and like ask for my number or something? Like, does that not strike anyone as weird? Like, these are people that I am like friends. You know, they are the roommate of some guys that I'm friends with. So I've been in their home multiple times for, you know, a pregame or a party or whatever. And they have never once spoken to me or anything. Or these are people that like I go to school with and I sat next to an entire semester. And they've never tried to talk to me. But then on Hinge, like, they like me on Hinge. And granted, okay, I'll like once or twice, maybe they just literally did not recognize me. But it's happened like at least 6 times. And the problem is, like, I would literally have gone on a date with some of them if they had just asked me. But like, they don't. And they don't even say anything like in the little Hinge prompt, like of like, oh, like, hey, I know you, like I've always like kind of liked you, like would you like to like, you know, give me your number or something like that. And then they also, now that like after they see it and they like me, so I know that they see it and they know that I'm single, they never bring it up. They never ask me out. They never do anything. Like, it's just so weird. I don't get that. And like, maybe I'm like being like, I don't know, like reading into it too much, but like, it kind of feels like a little dehumanizing that I'm like, you won't speak to me in person. You won't even try to strike up a conversation. Also, like, in what universe do you think that you can date a woman that you can't actually like go up and start a conversation with her in real life? Like, that's just not going to work if you can't do that. I don't like if you're afraid of me, I can't be your girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe I'm dramatic about it, but I always say no. And I'm like, it's sad because I really would have said yes if they would have just like asked me in person. I don't know. Does this happen to any other girls?
So obviously you're going to have men in the comments saying, well, you told us explicitly not to approach you in public at all, anywhere, like never approach a woman in public. But then somebody said, I don't know why men are acting so dumb here. They really don't understand the difference between talking and harassment. No, men do actually understand it. It's just that there are a lot of women that have changed the definition of what that actually is. They start calling men creeps, and men just said, hey, how's it going? Would like to get to know you. Would like to have a conversation with you. Would you be interested in coming out for drinks? Oh, don't approach me like that. I'm not a girl that goes to drinks. Well, what do you like to do? Yeah, let's go to Applebee's. You don't take me to Applebee's. Well, what do you like to do? I don't know you. That's why I'm trying to take you out so I can get to know you. You take me to a nice restaurant, a super nice restaurant, or nothing else. So it kind of, when women talk like this, and it's not all women, but when some women talk like this, it throws off the balance and the equilibrium of men.
That man stuffed all 10 inches of himself inside of me while looking me in the eyes, telling me he loved me, moaning my name, and then, while still inside of me, asked me, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What does that mean? What does that mean? It's been 4 days. That's still on my mind. It's some strong dicketry at work because what the fuck does that mean?
So a woman in the comments suggested a diary. I've never wanted to second something more. This dude in the comments said that would have never happened if you were vacuuming. Good God.
He wouldn't cheat if you were more expensive. He would have just left you. That's all I have to say. Like, oh, he had 3 girlfriends, da, da, da. Impossible. If all of you were expensive, demanding, materialistic as he wouldn't have been able.
I mean, he would have let another man pay for you and just kept on knocking you down.
Majority of women don't have the physical strength to do that. So have you ever been in a skyscraper?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can thank men for that.
Mm-hmm. But the reason you can thank men for that is because the men were hired for that. If a
women don't want to do this kind of work.
I don't think you would be able to do it as efficiently as a man, though, because you're weaker than a man.
We have Trooper.
How do you know that? Because you're a woman. But have you measured that? Me versus that guy on the beam? Have you measured it? I mean, we can clearly see that he's way bigger than you. All I said is I think I could also do that.
Men are stronger than women. End of story. So how do we know, honey, that you and your little petite frame aren't going to be able to scale a skyscraper with the same efficiency as that big, giant, strong man? Because we're not brain dead. That's how we know.
I'm just going to come out and say it. That's foolishness. That's way too high to be up there. Brother, I thank you. But for me, I can't do it.
If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. Am I the only one that just figured out what this meant? Let's go ask my coworkers and see if they know what it means. Okay, what does "if it ain't snowing, I'm not going" mean?
Coca-Cola.
I thought it's not. Jade, what does it mean to say "if it ain't snowing, I ain't going"?
That means something to do with your nationals.
No, that's not it. Ain't snowing, I ain't going mean. Oh God. Ain't snowing, I ain't going mean.
I don't know.
I know.
What does it mean?
I'll tell you. So see, I wasn't the only one that did not know what it meant. If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. I'm already here.
Men will do literally anything to avoid asking a question. You'd be like, I'm getting surgery tomorrow, and they'd be like, oh, cool, I had surgery once. Okay, what was your surgery? And then they'll tell you, and then they'll never ask you a question in your life.
I'm actually gonna love this comment here. Love it. A woman in the comments. A woman in the comments said, you'll be like, man, my car won't start. And they'll be like, man, that sucks. You're a strong, independent woman. You don't need a man.
Never assume that you know how to flirt or read social cues, because I was just sitting on the lakefront path. I saw this really attractive guy and I smiled at him and he smiled back at me, and we're like kind of sitting parallel, and we're like smiling at each other, making eye contact. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's gonna come over here. And then two of his friends show up and start talking to him, and they're all like looking behind their shoulders at me, and they're all like pointing at me. And I'm like, oh my God, like all three of them at the same time. And so I think they're making eye contact with me. So I'm like, are you guys trying to talk to me right now? And he goes, no, we're trying to get the attention of the girl behind you. And I turn around and there's this like hot ass bombshell sitting directly behind me. And I'm like, oh, I'm wearing really good contacts. You should make clearer contact next time, because it looks like you're making eye contact with me. And he goes, no, we're trying to get her number. And I'm like, okay. I literally had to just sit there in silence and like not even look in their general direction for the next like 15 minutes. I was so embarrassed by my inability to read social cues that I literally had to sit there in my awkward silence. So,
you know what? I'm gonna give you kudos for going over there and talking to the man. Kudos, good for you. Good for you. I mean, that's awkward, but good for you.
So a lady came on here and said nothing but the harsh truth. She said the dating pool is trash because you guys are taking advice from her. And when Kevin Samuel said that you guys wish death on this man, you were angry, you were outraged. But the truth is there's tricks and then there's boyfriends, okay? And it's so true, we're expecting boyfriends to be tricks. But it's like, do we know what tricks do and what they require? And you're telling women... Listen, guys, I think it's enough now. We've enjoyed them. They were funny. And that's all they were meant to be, is funny. You're not meant to take those women seriously. If you want to be in a healthy, stable relationship, you don't listen to them. Thank you.
You guys, the male species really needs to be studied, because me and my girlfriend are at the beach right now. And why are there a group of 3 guys who came and like they look like they brought a cooler for drinks and like a football and whatnot? Guess the one thing they didn't bring? Towels to lay on the ground. So they're all laying on the sand. Men are so interesting. How do you not think about bringing a towel to the beach? You're just gonna lay your bare back on the sand? Like, that's crazy. And they're all doing it, all 3 of them. Not one of them brought a towel. That's so funny. Guys, like, why do you do this?
This dude say we don't need them. God made the sun and that's a free towel. Boy, shut up. That's a good comeback though.
Okay, let's head out. Can I hold your hand? Can mommy hold your hand? Can mommy hold your hand? Hey, mama's talking to you. Legacy. Can I hold your... Hey! Running for?
Tighten up. Your mama say hold her hand, hold her hand. Not my hand, your mama. Go hold her hand. Now. Go hold her hand. Hold it. Hold it. Hush. Hold her hand. Hold her hand.
Thank you. Go get daddy kiss. Go get daddy kiss and hug. Go get daddy kiss.
You need to listen. I ain't playing with you. You had a good day? You had a good day? I want to hear that. Hush.
Somebody in the comments said, ain't even crying, just making noise. Exactly. Go on back over there, young man, and do what your mama told you to do. This is the structure that fathers give young men and young women.
To know from a men's perspective, are you all waiting on girls to talk to you first? Like, are you waiting on a girl to ask you want to date first? Because that's crazy to me. Like, when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're like making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not gonna say something. How are you not gonna say something? Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many like times that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like, why?
Which is it? Because turn this car off. I just got in trouble because the girls is mad that when they go out that the guys holler at them, and then when they reject them they say, well, then anyway. And then like a bunch of women said, this happens every day, 3 times a day. I get cussed out by a random man who approached me at the gas station, at the Whole Foods. I didn't want to say this when all this happening. But I was thinking to myself, because I wouldn't know I'm married. And even before I was married, I never cold called women. Meaning just walked up to them out the flue while they picking up grapes. What's going on? My name Jonathan. Never did that. I started thinking, like my true real thoughts were, how many men are approaching y'all? Y'all get approached that much? And then there's just times where you get on social media and you hear a slew of women saying, men don't approach women anymore. No one is approaching anyone. Look, the men have their own dance circle in the club. They're not even talking to the women. The men are here for the men, not the women. And I'm like, which is it? And I don't want to hear y'all say that it's 2 different groups of women, because it's the same women. I feel like you want to bask in victimhood and have every man approach you. A lot of y'all get off on rejecting men, number 1. And number 2, you don't want to do any work for the things that you want in life. I've seen that trend. You want a man to pay for everything and do everything and shut your brain off when you're around him and give you princess treatment. You also want that same man to see you, approach you, and do all the planning for the dates and the marriage and all that. Like, what are you... Y'all are having a competition for who can be the most useless woman out. Yeah, go walk up to that man if you want him. Right.
I keep hearing go to happy hour, go out by yourself, like don't be with a group of women because men intimidated and they won't approach you. But seriously speaking, like, have y'all been out recently and a guy has come up to you and introduced himself to you and just been kind? I feel like men are just not menning anymore. Like,
men are not menning anymore. Because they're not looking in her direction anymore. You know, there's a thing, you know, they always said you hit the wall. All right. So I don't know how old this lady is, but it's like she done hit about that 35 going on number. But you do hit a certain point where guys may not be looking in that direction as much. And you need to accept that. Because she making it seem like it's the men's fault.
Can someone please explain to me what it is about this jersey that makes 4 men roll down their window and shout something at me, and then one was just so enamored, I guess, by this jersey that looks like a nightgown that he pulled over his car onto the sidewalk and tried to say something to me. Okay, like this jersey is like a literal nightgown. It passes the finger test. My private Christian school would be proud. My fingertips are shorter than the actual jersey itself. Okay, so I don't know what it. Maybe it's the colors. Maybe these men love Portugal. Does someone want to explain to me what that's about?
You know, they love subtly flexing that they got attention. Can somebody please explain? That's why you wore it. That's why you wore it. Come on now.
My God.
Captain, the lifeboats are ready to go. Should we load the women and children first?
No, men and children first.
Excuse me, sir. A woman can handle a sinking ship just as well as a man can. And if you don't think so, you're a misogynistic asshole stuck in 2008. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, I am requiring men and children only.
Are you kidding me?
This is what you wanted. You wanted to be treated equal to men? Well, this is how men are treated.
No, we don't. We just say that half the time. We don't actually believe in it.
Yeah, we do. Come on, we're just as capable as men are. Shut up!
Jack, do you think I could open the door? You want to imply that you can't handle the ice cold water the same way a man could?
This clip is really funny. Out of all the characters in Titanic, I think Rose is actually the real villain out of all of them. She cheats on her fiance, lets Jack drown because let's be real, they could have both fit on that door. And instead of selling that jewel, she tosses it in the ocean when it could have helped her family, her real live family. So if this was the alternative ending to Titanic, I don't hate it. But I digress. I would have immediately identified as a man to get off that shit.
It's a good one, I can't lie.
And that's the first thing you do is grab a camera. And you're not worried about putting no goddamn oil in it. I got the oil! Put the damn camera down. Ain't in here. Dog. You want to show something? Show him that shit. There's nothing in there.
Men are not approaching women because they're afraid of the woman calling him a freak or weird or creep or threatening, when he is probably, in most cases, just trying to have a simple interaction and get her number or start a conversation. But I've seen so many TikToks where a woman will go viral for telling a story about how a man came up to her and said something very normal, but she calls him a freak and calls him weird or threatening or whatnot, probably because she just didn't find him attractive. But at the same time that's happening, women really want men to make the first move because they want an assertive man who's brave enough to come talk to a stranger. So I totally understand both perspectives, but they clash. So what do we do about this scenario? No one's talking to anyone, no one's getting any numbers. What do we do?
So yesterday at work, I was talking to some male coworkers. And do you know what they told me? So I have a friend right now that's going through a breakup of 3 years. And I was talking to them about it and talking about situations that I've had in the past. And I was like, why do guys take so long to process their feelings? Like right after you end things with the guy or break up with the guy, it takes them like months to realize like, dang, I miss that person. Dang, I think I messed up. But girls, we process our feelings right away. The day after, we're crying, we're sad. But then it's like, you know, a month, 2 months later, it's glow up time. Like we're moving on, we're done. A month or two later, a guy is like just now realizing that he screwed up. What is that about? Why does it take guys so long to process their feelings? But they were trying to explain that to me, and I just honestly don't understand.
You know, this guy says something that is really very true in my opinion. He said, because we have things to do, society doesn't stop because of feelings. Yes, sir. It's unfortunate, but yes, sir.
I don't really like working out with anybody, but I specifically cannot work out with men. When I work out with a girl, we're both at an understanding about what heavy weight is to us. Like if I'm working out with a girl and I bench 135, we both know that's the 225 for women. But when I work out with a man, that's his warm-up. Like one time I hit a 165 bench PR in front of a group of men and I almost died getting that rep up. And after I re-racked the weight, I look around the room to see a bunch of this. Like if I did that in front of a caveman, he would have thought I was God or something. For some reason, their compliments are just like really weird. Like you'll lift a certain weight and they'll be like, damn, you're strong for a girl. Like what am I supposed to say? Yes, I'm better than other women. Nice. Or they'll like try to dab me up after my bench. Like I'm still a girl. Get that thing away from me.
Guys, can we please make just one song? Can we please just make one song that's not about other people's name? Because what do you mean I have to hide my man and you're going to butt his back? Like, that's not very nice and I don't really like it.
Tell me if I'm the problem. Every time I get into it with a man, they always revert to, I don't like to argue with you because you only see things in black and white. Or once you have something in your mind, that's what it is. Ain't no convincing you or ain't no changing your mind. And I'll be trying to explain to them, yes, That's true. Everything is black or white. I don't care what nobody say. I hate when people try to be like, oh no, it's this or it's that. No, it's black or it's white. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why I feel like that. By the time I bring a problem to you, I have already thought about it 1,000 times. I've already played it in my mind 100 times. I've gone over every scenario of which it could be in my mind 100 times. Every possible outcome has already went through my mind. Every word that you said, I done wrote it out, analyzed it in my brain, and said, okay, these are the possible outcomes of this situation, this conversation, before I can even get to the conversation with you. So that way I can prepare for the worst case scenario or the best case scenario. So yes, everything is black or white with me. And I'm not trying to be like on some like I'm psychic or I'm never wrong, but like if you ask any of my friends, like most of the time I do be right. Like my intuition is so strong, and I do need to work on emotional like regulation, very much so. But like I think I be getting so emotional because I already be preparing for what's gonna happen. Because for whatever reason, I be knowing what's gonna happen, like black or white, because I be already knowing. And like they always be trying to make me seem like I'm crazy, and that making me second guess myself just for me to be right blows me. So like I said, black or white. Or am I tripping? I mean, y'all can tell me if I'm tripping, but like, I don't think I'm tripping.
A little bit. I can see where you're coming from. So it's either this or that. And most of the time it is. But with social interaction, with human interaction, it can't be, well, this is what it is and it's never any other way. My dad says all the time, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so your way of doing it might be a way to do it, but there might be other ways to do it. So you just have to hear people out. They might teach you something that you didn't know, or maybe you didn't know it and you try what they're saying, and after that you say, I think I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. It could be that they're gaslighting you. There's a plethora of different options or ways of thinking about it, but the point is you can't always see it in black and white. Sometimes there is nuance to a situation, so not everything is black or white.
Bro, propaganda I'm not falling for is men shooting their shot at women unwarrantedly, especially in public places like the gym, the grocery store, the mall, etc. Like, I understand game is game. You gotta get your shots if you want to get, you know what I'm saying, the one you're looking at. But every time I see a woman that I'm really attracted to, I'm like, damn, like she's fine. I'm just seeing her in the wild, living her life, minding her own business, doing her thing. I just think to myself, I'm like, I'd rather just admire at this point, because I would hate to be that one guy that walks up to her and just ruins her day. Now I'm watching a TikTok post of this man decided to come up to me while I was just minding my business, drinking my coffee. My bad, mom. I don't even want to be that guy. I'd rather just save myself from dealing with anything like that. And yeah, obviously, like, there's a little bit of a fear of rejection because, you know, people are supposed to be more aggressive when it comes to shooting a shot. I get that, but I'm not scary. I'm just not into the thought of being that guy.
I low-key hate this for men because of the fact that, like, I understand so many men are just like, I don't want to end up on, you know, story time of a woman's TikTok FYP, right? And like, I get it. There are so many women that are coming on this app and saying like, we just want to be left alone, or I just want to be left alone, and like whatever the case may be. And first of all, no woman is talking for the whole entire gender of women. They're talking for themselves because one, they're bitter, right? They're unhealed from they're projecting their trauma, right? Like they're upset because of the fact that they can't continue to find a good man or whatever the case may be, right? I'm not telling no woman or no man, right? Anything other than just, you know, ask yourself some questions of why you're not finding what you're really wanting to find, right? And then maybe you'll understand that it has to start with you before you're able to attract what you're truly wanting. But fellas, please understand there are a lot of women out here who are still very much interested in men. There are still a lot of women out here who want a man, right? And I think that we live in today's society where any woman who says that they want a man, right? Other women are like, girl, no, you don't. They don't do nothing but cause problems, da-da-da. They're projecting. I want a lot of women to understand that do not let any of these bitter-ass women on this app stop you from wanting a man. Like on some real like a lot of women are trying to scare other women of not wanting a man at all. And I don't like that. We can't live in a society where men and women aren't getting together. It doesn't even make no sense. Like it's just not gonna happen. At this rate, if you're a woman and you want nothing to do with a man, you need to go find a whole new country for yourself where there's just no men. Like on some real shit, that's what you need to do. Get a whole group of y'all put y'all money together, go find a whole new country where it's completely empty and y'all can just build your whole entire life off of just all women. There's no men. Y'all will be fine. I promise you. But men, please understand there are still a lot of us women out here who very much want you to shoot your shot. But also understand that if the woman says no the first time, she means no. And take that. Okay? Some of y'all, let's be honest. Some of y'all men, y'all have a hard time with rejection. Y'all do. You're gonna have to work on that, okay? Like, it's just part of life. And one thing I wanted to make sure, like, very abundantly clear, especially to women, not every man is supposed to find you attractive, okay? Like, it's just not even designedly possible, okay? Like, I just wanna make that very abundantly clear. And also, women, it's okay for you to shoot your shot, too. I didn't say chase. I said it's okay for you to shoot your shot and let a man know that you are also interested, right? Like, I don't think women understand. A lot of men love when a woman can come up to him and be confident in herself and say, what's up, right? Like, hey, I think you're attractive. I would like to, you know, sit down and talk to you or get to know you or buy your drink, whatever it is. I don't know what y'all be doing these days. Whatever it is, right? Like, a lot of men love that shit, love the confidence when women are able to do that. So I want women to understand that, are still wanting men, right? To understand that there are a lot of men out here who adore that shit, even looks at you more like, what's up with it? Like, I promise you, they do. I hear it all the time. They love that shit. Not Chase, right? As soon as you let him know that you're interested, then you let him deal with the rest of that shit, right? You let him take the ball at that point, right? Let him do with that information what he's supposed to do with that information, right? But do not chase that man, okay? But fellas, like, please understand that there are still a lot of women out here who very much want you to shoot your shot, whether it's in public, in the DMs. I know people are saying all the time, like, oh my God, the DMs are so tacky, da-da-da-da. First of all, there's so many people on this planet, okay? And if, obviously, we live in a world of social media, right? If you like someone that you find attractive and you've been peeping their on social media for quite some time and you're just like, I want to, like, see what's up with this person, what else are you going to do, right? Like, you can't ET phone home, right? So it's like, all you can do is just, like, shoot the shot in the DM. And it either is going to work or it's not going to work. And if she finds that tacky, then she's just not the woman for you. Any woman who says, like, oh my God, I can't believe you tried to shoot your shot with me in the DMs, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't even give her the time of the day. Don't even respond. Don't do nothing, right? But also, like, just know that there's a lot of people out there who are married based off the fact that their man or their woman shoot their shot in the DMs. Like, it does happen. So, like, I just really want us to get to a point where men have to stop paying attention to so many bitter ass women on this app, and women have to stop paying attention to so many bitter ass women on this app. Like, do what you want to do. If you still want a man, that is okay. Don't let nobody tell you that you shouldn't want a man. If you're a man and you want to shoot your shot at women, that is okay. You do that. Don't listen to the ones that are like, we just want to be left alone. No, she just wants to be left alone. And leave her alone. No matter how attractive she is. Leave her the alone. Okay? Okay.
A guy in the comments said, I'd rather stay in my lane than to be the villain in her story. Pretty much. Most men are walking away from any kind of situation like this.
Don't forget, black women are the highest educated demographic. Pure point blank. Those are the facts.
And the mainstream media directly lies to people so they can feel more superior. We have a problem here. I've been seeing this headline, black women are the most educated group in the U.S. It's actually Asians that have the most degree attainment. They are also the most enrolled. Asians by far have the most college degrees in this country. Asians, y'all are some of the most patient people when it comes to stuff like this.
Y'all like the Cartiers? Cartier voice. I've seen this this talking point quite a few times, but this is my first video on it. And I've thought about it. It's not just black people or white people, because they go on to explain that Asians have the highest enrollment and degree attainment and all this and that. They were like, you Asians are quite patient people. I don't know, bro. If y'all ever had any real Asian friends or like been around any real Asians, especially if you went to private school, you know you had, you know, foreign exchange students. Number one, they are very tight. Like, they are together. You understand me? Yeah, they have friends of other races and from other groups, and but they don't really. They're only friends with other Asians. Then they don't even really care. Like, they might be American. They might have their citizenship or whatever, but they're never really American. The whole keeping up with the Joneses, where you see it a lot with black people, but it really started with white people, and it runs rampant, like, in white community. Fake flexing, essentially. Look what I got. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm financing a car that costs too much per month. Buying a house that's too big for you to afford comfortably, so your house starts breaking down and you can't afford the maintenance and blah, blah, blah. All that white people and black people got that shit. Asians, not necessarily. They don't care about proving to the massive majority of people that they have money. They just care about having the money. They just care about their lives being cool. They just care about the people that they love being taken care of. God, no. Have y'all ever been to Costco? Asians everywhere, but there's a specific group I see all the time. White husband, Asian wife's mom. Why do Asian moms hang around with their daughters all the time? That's nothing wrong with that. But damn, that's not crazy. You see it. You go to Costco right now. Go to Costco any midday. You're going to see an Asian lady and her mama shopping together. I think that's beautiful. They really be locked in, twin.
Literally, the bare minimum. You're going to be like, oh my God, the love of my life. This is not the love of your life. After a cycle of dating toxic men, or maybe you were the toxic one, you are going to date a really nice guy. He is going to be so good to you. That is not your man. This is the first guy that has given you the bare minimum treatment. This is the first guy who has showed you what the foundation of dating someone should look like. Kindness, thinking of the other person, opening doors for you, literally the bare minimum. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, the love of my life. This is not the love of your life. This is just a dude. I understand because that happened to me. It's happened to a lot of my friends. It's that first healthy relationship that you get into after a cycle of toxic ones. This is your opportunity to take a step back, and instead of attaching yourself to this human being because they're giving you the bare minimum, you need to understand what it is that you actually want in a relationship, in a partner. You need to understand if you are the person that you want to be with yet. You have this idea that this person is the one for you because they're kind and nice, but that is the bare minimum. You should have more outside of just the kindness that they show you in the relationship to build a long-term relationship. That's what you can.
Shorty said, the first guy to treat you nice after you've dealt with nothing but toxic relationships. What the hell? And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, this is the love of my life. This is talking about. What is him? He treats me so well. She said, no, what are you talking? It's not your guy. He's doing the bare minimum. Even though you like him and you think he's the love of your life, and he treats you nice. He treats you well. But no, that's not him. He said, nah. Now he's showing you what you should be treated like. So go find somebody who treats you like he does. What the hell are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? Don't. He treats you the way you want to be treated. You like him. And you think, oh my gosh, this is the love of my life. She says, no, he's not. Go find someone who treats you the way he treats you. Because that's the bare minimum. That's how he should be treating you. But he's treating you the way she told you to go find someone that's going to treat you that way. Is that not stupid? Is it not stupid? How many women do this? They'll find a guy who treats them well and they like yada yada yada, but then they think, well, if this guy treats me this well, there's gotta be another guy out there who treats me even better. Instead of locking in with the dude that's treating you better than anyone ever has in your life. I'm gonna say that again because I lost you. You get this dude who treats you well, better than anyone has ever treated you. And in your mind, instead of being like, oh my gosh, what a blessing, I have a great guy, you think, well, if this guy treats me this well, there's got to be an even better guy that will treat me even better, instead of just locking in with the dude who's already treating you better than anyone ever has. And this is the type of advice that women listen to, and this is why you hoes are single. And then there'll be the same women who will complain, why can't I find a good man? Stupid. Oh, I almost said a bad word. You had him. You let him go because you thought the grass was greener in a place you've never seen. How dumb do you have to be? Don't listen to women. Look, ladies, I can't stress this enough. I'm going to say it to men too, but I'm really talking to ladies because men already have this common sense, it seems like. Don't listen to women you don't want to be like. Don't take dating advice from women who aren't married. Because they'll call the married women pick-me's. Yes, stupid. She got picked. She's married. She's living the life you wish you had, dummy. But you'd rather go listen to the whore who sells her box for money telling you that, oh no, you should go get with that man that's going to trick on you. She's a whore. Of course she thinks money is love. Oh my God,
I don't want to come across preachy, but I know that given the sheer amount of people on the other side of this issue, I'm going to. So just bear with me. What I'm talking about is the rampant increase in man-hating rhetoric that is on TikTok right now. I'm specifically talking about the idea that all men cheat, and even some of the sprinkle movement and the account that like blew up Flawed Villain. I just think it is not supportive of a way out. I want to first acknowledge that there is no denying the suffering of women at the hands of men. I know it to be true personally, as an individual, collectively, systemically. We know it to be true. I'm also somebody who is partnered with a man, and he's my favorite person. He's the safest love that I know, and I don't think he's an outlier. I just think that the rhetoric is so prevalent that we are generalizing in a really, really big way. This made me bring out one of my all-time favorite books, The Will to Change Men, Masculinity, and Love by Bell Hooks. I highly recommend it, but there's a passage in here that I'd like to read that sort of offers a new perspective on a way out of this dominating patriarchal. To offer men a different way of being, we must first replace the dominator model with a partnership model that sees interbeing and interdependency as the organic relationship of all living beings. In the partnership model, selfhood, whether one is female or male, is always at the core of one's identity. Patriarchal masculinity teaches males to be pathologically narcissistic, infantile, and psychologically dependent for self-definition on the privileges, however relative, that they receive from having been born male. Hence, many males feel that their very existence is threatened if these privileges are taken away. In a partnership model, male identity, like its female counterpart, would be centered around the notion of an essential goodness that is inherently relationally oriented. Rather than assuming that males are born with the will to aggress, the culture would assume that males are born with the inherent will to connect. I really like that passage, and I also want to acknowledge that I know that some women don't want to give their energy to men at all, and I think that is totally fair. But for the women that do want to be in relationship to men, I urge you to reconsider the sprinkle stuff, and reconsider the power dynamics that you are kind of fighting for, and think of this other model of relationship with men, this interdependent relationship with men. And I know that there are men out there that would do well in this system, and I think it feels better. So I know that I can't get in the rabbit hole of man-hating, and I wanted to offer you a new perspective in case you feel the same way.
I appreciate her speaking about this, but this sounds like another, kind of like she said to somebody in the comments here, sounds like another form of men need to be more emotional. They need to communicate more. They need to be more emotionally vulnerable. They need to be more emotionally intelligent. People keep saying that men are not emotionally intelligent. They keep on saying that men can't communicate effectively, but we have stuff built out here, right? We have men that are reaching out, even men on the post, on different parts of social media. You can even go in the comments and men telling their stories about what happened to them in their divorce, with their children, dating a single mother. Y'all are not seeing it, not you specifically, but y'all are not really seeing it because men aren't talking to you anymore. Men aren't talking to you anymore because they don't feel safe with the response. Well, that's because you need to go to therapy, or you need to do this, or you need to learn how to say it like this. You guys continue to want a man to just be there and just unload on him, just emotionally dump on him. And he's supposed to be like, there, have a bucket of ice cream. I'm getting your favorite food. And he's going to carry that around. But when it's a man's time to connect with you like you're wanting, then all of a sudden it's, I appreciate you connecting like that, but you're going to have to tone it down a little bit. And so when a man says, no problem, I've been doing that my whole life. I just go back in my shell. I just put my shield back up. This is what I've been doing anyway. I just thought, based on where we were going, I'd be able to drop my guard entirely the way I've allowed you to do with me. So this sounds good, but I think men have gotten to the point, or a lot of them, to where nothing really ever seems to be good enough. You guys, you're yanking my chain at this point, man. If I do one thing, you say, if I go left, you say go right. If I go right, you say go left. If I say, you know what, let me just go straight. Why aren't you moving backward? I'm back here. If I'm in the back, you want me to be in the front. If I'm standing still, why are you not doing anything? A real man acts. He moves. He goes here. He does this. Y'all always try to blame everything on the patriarchy. The fact of the matter is, men have been listening to what you're saying. Men have been hearing women. Y'all keep on talking about this privilege that men have. Yes, men have some privileges. So do women. But y'all keep on glossing over that fact that y'all do have privileges. And y'all be taking full advantage of the privileges that you have. But when a man says, okay, what's left for me? Oh, well, that's misogynistic, what you trying to do. I mean, this is how men interact. And then men get to a point to where they take that away from you. They don't interact with you that way, and they go and interact with their friends. And then y'all come up in the man circle over there talking about you not interacting right. This is not for you. This is not about you. This is me over here with my friends opening up. I'm getting all of this out over here so that I can go back home. The problem is you guys keep on talking about things and certain elements of men that make them who they are. You don't understand it. You keep on writing books and yapping about it, but you don't understand what a man is. Well, you're too aggressive. You're too this, you're too that. That's what makes a man a man. You're sitting up here and then with a nice chair in the back and some chandeliers or shingles or whatever that is. Beautiful home because of a man's aggression. Because a man went out there and said, I got to turn it on. If I don't turn it on right now, my family doesn't eat. My family goes to another country as a prisoner. My family might be in danger of being captured and even worse. I want to sleep, but I can't sleep. If I don't turn on the aggression, then that's what's going to happen. Y'all all fine and dandy when a man is executing that part of his aggression. But when a man comes home and he's moving throughout the world, oh, we don't like this. We don't like that. We don't want this. We don't want that. And a man says, okay, since we're talking about the things that we don't like, well, I don't want this and I don't want that. So you're not accepting me as a woman? You're not accepting me for who I am? When did I say that? You decided that you want to talk about some stuff. Why can't I talk about some stuff? So it just becomes like just a never ending. You're always the problem. You're always wrong. You always need to improve. You're always doing something incorrectly. And men are tired of hearing that. That's exactly what you guys are doing. You're saying you're not, but that's exactly what you're doing. You put it in nice, beautiful words, but you're attacking who a man is. You're trying to change who a man is. And when a man doesn't step up because you wanted him to act a different way, he adapts to what you want out of respect for you and honor for you and love for you, then all of a sudden he's not acting man enough. Men are not robots. They're human beings with real emotions. And really, honestly and truly, it's you guys, a lot of women out there that really need to learn how to harness the ability and the strength of a man.